For my first video, I wanted to show y'all some home tours that I think about pretty much daily. A few of these I want to do like a deep dive video on because they're pretty much the inspiration for my entire house. But right now I'm going to show you a collection of just a few. Most of them are set in England. I have an infatuation with British homes and British designers, but we're just going to go through a few. So I want to start off with Beata Hayman's house. Beata Hayman is like my new obsession. She is an interior designer. She's done a million projects. I'm sure you've seen her house all over Pinterest. I am obsessed with her style. It's very theatrical almost, which is kind of a theme throughout these home tours that I'm going to show you. It's very colorful. I feel like she's a master at color. I also am a sucker for kind of an eclectic mantle. I am starting mine over here. I just love a bunch of little things on a mantle with one giant piece. And then the two mirrors she has besides her fireplace are so beautiful and they have stripes on them. I just love her use of stripes and florals. I think she doesn't shy away from using every pattern imaginable, which I'm obsessed with. I love things that don't match, and she's kind of known for that. Her kitchen is crazy. The ceiling is like this glass with crisscross brass pieces on it, and her lighting, I want one so bad. She actually sells those on her website, and they're like little eggs with a leafy part on top, and I'm obsessed. For her dining room, I am obsessed with the wallpaper, and she also makes the lighting fixture. She sells those. It's called the Snowdrop. That Snowdrop, I feel like, adds in another element of whimsy, which she's so good at. Everything's a little bit childlike, but in the best way. Everything's very, like I said, theatrical. It feels like a little bit like production. Every element is a little bit exaggerated, or it's kind of like a small item blown up, like a flower blown up. A lot of her chairs have like the feet of them are like little lion feet, which I'm obsessed with. Even though it's not 1000% my style, I still love the element of fun, because I love an interior that doesn't take itself too seriously. Need that chair she has. I've found dupes, because that original one, I forget who it's by, but it's so expensive. But that chair, I love the wicker element, and usually you would see something like that outside, but I love how she has it in her living room. And then the two, not console tables, but they're like little, I don't know what you would call those, she designed, and I'm also obsessed with them. I'm trying to figure out how to do the same thing in my house, because I have a giant fireplace and then two kind of empty sections beside it. We have our TV right here, but I would love to have two matching little consoles. Another thing I'm now noticing is this little blue stool is so cute. I think I've seen those for like children so they can eat at your table. I'm gonna need one of those. I had a baby 3 months ago who will be a toddler soon enough, and I need like fashionable things for him to use, because even though he's a kid, it can still be aesthetically pleasing. I also realized she doesn't use a lot of rugs in her house. I've noticed she kind of just lets the furniture do the talking, which I really like. I've been noticing and realizing that rugs are kind of not as popular as I thought. Like, obviously in a living room that's great, but in a place like a dining room, I guess you don't necessarily need a rug. So I'm kind of like watching these, I'm realizing, like, I'm learning and realizing that the things that I've been kind of taught aren't necessarily the way to go. So that's why I love watching these home tours, because I learn something new every time. Her daughter's bedroom is my dream. I'm so in love with it. The painting, like the mural she has, she had commissioned, and it's inspired by this bar in New York City, and it's so whimsical and fun, but it's still really warm. I feel like children's rooms can kind of be difficult to do, but they're also the most fun because you can really just do whatever you want. And this I just love. It looks like a little storybook, and those beds I want for myself. I love how she has like the curtain above the bed, the headboard, and then like a little, what are those called? It like covers the top of the curtain. I forget what those are called. But I feel like this would be really easy to DIY because it's really, you just get yourself a curtain and then make, is it a dormer? Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it's like this little standout piece that covers the top of it. And I feel like you could so easily DIY that. And I kind of am tempted to. Maybe I will one day. I also really want to make one of these little quilts that she has at the end of her daughter's beds. And she sells fabric as well, so I might have to do that. Also love her use of color. That teal mixed with the yellow on the wall is so pleasing. And I love shiplap. She has shiplap in there. I know this is controversial, but I think shiplap adds so much character to the space. It can easily go farmhouse, but it can also just be, it's very British in a way. It's like in America, I feel like it's very farmhouse, very Magnolia home, but in Britain, it's very common, I feel like. And I love that. And I would love to put shiplap in my home. Also, no rug, which is really interesting. Now I'm like rethinking, like, do I really need rugs in every space? I don't know. This room is insane. She built this gigantic like daybed / couch within the best fabric. It's this bright cobalt blue with like lemons, I think, and like this peachy wall, and then she has a giant bulletin board behind it. And I love a bulletin board so much, and since this is for her kids' room, I think that is just so creative and so fun, and just lets the kids like have freedom in designing a little bit, especially with the bulletin board, but still reins it in. The curtains are insane. If I had a bay window, I would 1000% do these, or they're shades, Roman shades. Those are insane. I love a Roman shade. I want some in my house. One day I will, but this is just the coolest. I love her use of mixing patterns, and I feel like she is just so unafraid of doing that, and I love that. Everything in my house is a pattern. My rug is striped, my coffee table's floral, and I love it. I love anything that doesn't match. Oh my gosh, and this guest house, I think it's a guest house. Insane. Speaking of mixing patterns, this floral, first of all, one day it's my mission to have an item in my home in this floral pattern. It is stunning. And then the red is something that I want to do so badly. I'm like tempted. There's a little like hallway in my house right behind that bookshelf, and I want to do it just like the brightest color, just like a pop, because it's such a small area. I'm tempted to do like either like bright chartreuse or red. I might do that. I would die to stay in that guest house. That is stunning. I am obsessed with absolutely everything. And the beams are red. It feels so cozy yet so open, and I love that. And then this bedroom, I think it's a gigantic headboard if I'm not mistaken. That piece with, it looks like a tapestry, but I'm pretty sure it's a headboard. Also love the yellow sconces. I love a sconce. I have another one of her home tours because this is amazing. The one I just showed you was in London. I think this one is in Sweden if I'm not mistaken, and it's the house she grew up in, and the surrounding homes are her family members' homes, which is really cool. They're all in like one lot. This is like all over my Pinterest. It's farmhouse, but like farmhouse done correctly. I think in America the farmhouse style is just very much Target forward, Magnolia home forward, and they have some good pieces, but it's also boring. And I think this is like a traditional farmhouse, but it still has so much life and color. This kitchen is my main inspiration for our kitchen. We're currently trying to redo it. Even though we rent, we still want to make it fun, because it's just, I'll show y'all eventually, it is just plain white and very boring. But her kitchen is so stunning. That flooring is something I need in my life. The red and white checker, incredible. And I'm pretty sure she uses IKEA cabinetry in here, which is amazing. Looks incredible. And she just used her own hardware. I think Swedish people, I've realized, well, one, they love IKEA because it is Swedish, but they know how to make it look as if you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on an install. And it's insane. All you need really is like good hardware. She's really good at like upscaling something with just hardware. But I love this kitchen is so simple, and there's not a ton of color, but the color she adds in makes such a difference. Like that green stool, the red and white checkered flooring. I also love The little cafe curtains, obsessed. The plates on the wall, it's so good. And her dining room is crazy. Again, no rug. Now I'm like questioning everything about rugs. But she had this wallpaper hand painted and it is so stunning. The flowers, I think, are the ones she had in her garden at home, or like when she grew up, I think. But it is so beautiful, and I love how this, like, I feel like most people would think this would belong in a kid's room, but she shows that this can be a dining room, like an adult dining room used for every day, and I just love that. I think it's so fun. And this stove, oh my gosh, I'm beyond obsessed with it. It has hand painted tile, and I think she says it was just a fireplace. Yeah, it was just a fireplace. And I am obsessed with it. The blue tile looks so good with the floral wallpaper, and I love her use of like just a little plant and some little pictures hung on top. I'm obsessed. And anything mermaid themed I love, and the tiles have mermaids on them. The blue and white looks really good in a dining room because it goes with like china. Oh, stunning. Also, the use of red in her living room is insane, and like walls are like a butter color. It just is so pleasing. Like, it looks so calming, yet there's so much color, and I think sometimes people think the opposite. They think like serene and calm means like no color, muted colors, neutrals, but this is the opposite of that, and I think it looks even more calming than a plain white room. And those mirrors she sells on her website, but they're like bespoke, so I'm sure they're very expensive, but my dream is to have one. If my ceilings were tall enough, I would have mirrors above every doorway, because I just think that's so cool, and it adds interest to the top of the ceiling when or the top of the wall when that normally is kind of forgotten. This is just a beautiful home. Imagine growing up here. That's like the dream. It's so beautiful. It's very Swedish. I've never been to Sweden, don't know much about it, but in my head I'm like, oh, that's so Swedish. And now I really want to paint my doorways red, even though I probably shouldn't because I'm renting, but if I could, I would. Now this bedroom is the bedroom of my dreams. This is exactly what I want to do with our bedroom. That like toile is so beautiful. Again, she has the picture above the doorway. It's just so, it feels so cozy and so like elegant and rich, and I'm obsessed. And I want to do that. I feel like that's an easy DIY, but then again, I'm like queen of like, I can do that myself, and then I start doing it and it's like, oh no, couldn't do that myself, but I'm gonna try. The bathroom is also crazy. Definitely a little more like regal than my style, especially with like the bust to the right and that giant picture above the doorway. But if I was in this space, I'm sure it just like works so well, and you can really like see how it comes together when you're in it. Oh my gosh. And then her kids' room is so beautiful. She said it's inspired by the Banks children's room from Mary Poppins. It's like subtle whimsy. It's not over the top, and I'm obsessed with how she hangs her children's paintings on the wall, but not in frames. I think that's so cool, and I definitely want to do that once my son is older. And then her wallpaper in this room is hand embroidered, and that's crazy. No telling how much that costs, but it's worth every penny. And she explains how the floral design's like larger in scale than normal, and that kind of adds to like the dollhouse look where it kind of feels off, but in the best way. And I think that's so cool. Like, she's so creative when it comes to interiors. She really puts so much effort and thought into every little detail. Okay, those are two of Beata Heyman's houses. Love them so much. I'm going to move on. Max Hurd's house. He is very similar to Luke Edward Hall. Luke Edward Hall is just my favorite person ever. He's like top 3 designers I'm obsessed with. I have one of his framed prints, and it's signed from him, and it's my prized possession. Anyway, Max Hurd has a very similar style to him. Not the same, but it's very much like very eclectic, cozy, British, amazing. So we're gonna watch that. His living room is this like deep olive green, and it's everything. It's also like shiny, like a satin finish. Like, you can't tell me that's not the coziest room you've ever seen. And his touches of pattern, impeccable. These little stools I'm dying to have or recreate. They have like needlepoint on them. And then I love how the curtains have the green in them. His couch is green. The pillows are all different patterns. That rug, I think, was designed by Luke Edward Hall's husband, Duncan. And maybe it was, I don't know if it was Luke's design or his design, but I know it's from Campbell Ray, I think, with Nordic Knots. I'm dying to have one of those one day. I just want to walk into this room because I know it's probably the coziest. It's interesting to look at. Like everything, there's something to look at in every corner, and I love that. I feel like in another world, this is my style, and I have elements of this in my home, but it's not exactly like that, my style. But I can appreciate people who are good at doing this because it can very quickly go from like eclectic, curated to like just messy, and this is not messy. It's there's a lot going on, but it works so well, and I think you have to be so creative and have such an eye to do that, to have like this many items in your home but they all go together. I think that's a really good skill. And that tray is something similar to one I just built. I just started a homeware business called Walkthrough, and I design and build furniture and homeware, and I made one just like that, just a little plug. But I'm obsessed with a bright tray. I think they're so fun, and you can use a tray for anything, anywhere, every room, bathroom, bedroom, living room, kitchen. And I love his use of trays. He has a few of these. I forget the maker, but they're like bright colors and they're scalloped, and I love them. And again, his use of color in this room, like the olive green and like the bright orange, incredible. You would think that would look like a carrot, but it doesn't. Then this room I want to recreate. It is striped and orange and cream. I love a stripe, and everything about this is just amazing to me. The blue and green and orange goes so well together, and he explains in the video that orange is like scientifically proven to be calming. And now I'm like, should I have an orange room? Do I need an orange bedroom or bathroom perhaps? And I love that little draped fabric moment above the bed. Obsessed. I kind of want to do that on mine. Every room, every house tour I'm showing you, I'm like, should I like change my whole house? I just love a mixed pattern. I don't know how people can't love a mixed pattern. Like that triangle shape with the floral and the squiggle and the stripe. It makes me very happy. Then he has this loft space that is insane. It's bright. I think it's red. The carpet's crazy. It's like bright, bright, bright purple. So is that loft bed. I want to go up there so bad. It's so cozy. I would have never thought to do like floor to ceiling red paint, but it works so well in this house. And the blue windowsill looks incredible. Again, not 1000% my style, but I take pieces from every one of these house tours and implement it in my own home. I just love taking inspiration from everywhere, even if it's not exactly me. Like mid-century isn't my style, but it still has design elements that I love. Same with this. British style can be a little bit over the top, even for me, but I can still pick and choose elements from it that I love. And this, I'm definitely writing notes on color theory and what he does with bright, bold colors. Moving on to Matilda Goad. I think I'm going to do a whole video on just Matilda Goad's house because it's basically the inspiration for my whole house. This green color is the same paint color she used in her living room. I love everything she does. Everything. Anyway, so she has a series on House and Garden going through how she designed her house, and it's incredible. And I think I will do a deep dive video on that because it's just perfect. But this video just came out 2 weeks ago, and it's a Sunday Times style. I love the Sunday Times style. They have really good videos, and this is kind of like a full house tour instead of the one with House and Garden, which is kind of like a how she built it. But Matilda Goad, where do I start? I love everything she does. Literally everything. It is like hyper feminine but still very timeless, and I feel like that's my style. Like I'm pretty feminine when it comes to home decor, and she just is queen of that. If you haven't gone on her website and taken a look at what she sells, you're gonna want to do that. All of my silverware is Matilda Goad. Incredible. I have a bunch of her pieces. I need her to come out with a book. Like I need her book so I can buy it 3 times. Anyway, this kitchen I'm sure you've seen on Pinterest. It is everything. The only thing I don't love is the lime wash walls. To me, and well, it works in this space, but often I feel like lime wash can be distracting, especially if you have a lot of art up. It feels like too much texture, but it was a really big trend, especially in Britain. I feel like they're like the setting plaster look they go crazy for. It's not my favorite, but it goes well in this space, especially with the green. But I think if she were to redo it, like a nice pale yellow would look beautiful, or even just pale plain pink. But this tiled stove is stunning. Usually checkered can be kind of trendy, but this looks so classic, and I feel like if I lived here I would never get tired of that. And I love her framed picture with her daughter. I think it's her daughter. So cute. I want one of those with my son. Of course, her lampshades. She's kind of known for her scallop detail, and it's just so cute. It's cutesy, but not like in a childish way. And I love that backsplash. I want that very badly. Also, this cabinet, incredible. I love the detailing at the bottom. That's something that I am kind of dabbling into with my furniture business. I love a scallop detail. I think it just adds an element of fun to a typical piece. Her banquette, stunning, gorgeous, amazing. It has denim upholstered cushions, which I think is so cool. Really great use of texture with the chairs. She did, I noticed, replace her old chairs that she had at her table, which I liked the other ones before. These are a little too trendy for me. The other ones were a lot skinnier, and I think they were cooler. No offense, Matilda. But I love her use of vintage with new. She does that so well. The floral Roman shades, so beautiful. I love like a ditzy floral print. I think that's stunning. Her living room is impeccable. What can I say? It is impeccable. The built-in bookshelves, amazing. Fireplace, amazing. The stuff on top of the mantle, incredible. That yellow sofa is everything to me. It's corduroy. The lighting fixtures, the curtains, I'm obsessed. I don't have any notes. I literally bought her issue of Domino magazine, or the issue of Domino magazine that she was featured in, just to see this house, even though I know this front and back. I know it better than the back of my hand, but I had to have it in physical form. There's something about it because it's like minimal but still eclectic, and I think that's like what my house is, or at least trying to be. It is minimal, it's clean, but there's still so much going on, which I love. Oh my gosh, and her daughter's playroom is everything. That like aqua light blue with the brown is stunning, and those built-in shelves for the toys, incredible. I love chartreuse yellow, and she has so much of it with the red and the blue. You know what I realized? I love primary colors. I was looking at my son's nursery and it's all primary colors. Maybe that's why I love it so much, because her use of yellow, blue, and red is like perfect. And then her bedroom, love. She also did change. She had Roman shades that were striped, and I liked them a lot more than these. I'm not gonna lie to you, Matilda. Sorry. But then again, I'm the same way. I change my house every month. And she has fun pieces like this sunflower lamp. Like, it's so fun and unique and different. And with the scallop shade, love. I also would love to have a built-in wardrobe like this one day, especially with the rattan. I think that is, or the cane, so cool. I love it. And the hardware she sells, it's so beautiful. It's a little too modern for my liking. I don't love acrylic for some reason, but it works with this, I think. And then her daughter's bedroom, I want that to be my bedroom. I love, love, love it. We did wallpaper in our son's room, but just one wall because that stuff gets expensive. But if I had the funds, I would do head to toe wallpaper like this. And the little like porthole window, amazing. The pop of yellow, again, it's primary colors, blue, yellow, red. So anyway, that's Matilda Goad's house. I love it and think about it every day. Okay, I've been yapping for too long about the rest of the house tour, so we're gonna have to speed through these. Another house I love is the creative director of Ganni's house. It's very Scandinavian, I think that's what it is. It's very minimal, which isn't necessarily my style, but it's still so fun. It's the blue and the aqua and the pops of yellow, so fun. And it's also very traditional. Like, the plates are very traditional, and it's very dainty, which reflects in her clothing. It's like very girly and bold, but still at times pared back, which I think is so fun. Also, I have that skirt she's wearing. Love it. Her bathroom is so pretty. The floor to ceiling tile, incredible. It's a little too pure for me, if that makes any sense, like too white, but I can appreciate it because she really went there with the tile, and I love that. Living room, so cute. Love the use of blue and the patterns and the pink. I think Luke Edward Hall actually has that little, I don't even know what it is. Looks like a little bird. And then her kids' room, so fun. Like that giraffe, I want that giraffe. And the curtains, love the pop of red. For the last video today, I have so many more, so I will do a part 2. I want to go over Joanna Plant's house. Hers is incredible. Obsessed with the bookshelves. I don't have enough books in my life, and that is a goal of mine, to fill that thing back there, fill it up to the brim. And I love the little knickknacks on the bookshelves. And then this space is what I really wanted to show you. I would love nothing more than our bedroom to be covered head to toe in floral, and one day it will be. And the Matilda Gold lampshade, love that. Another house that this reminds me of is Lucy Williams. This is gonna be our actual last house of the day. Lucy Williams is another huge inspiration for me. She's the reason I got an orange couch. Love the lampshade. It's Beata Heyman, of course. They're all connected. At the end of the day, all these British people are connected. Love the red, love the blue. Her island, I think it looks brown, but it's like a deep red brown, which is stunning. And I want a nook like that so badly. I feel like I could make one, but probably not. I think my house is bigger than it is, and I'm like, I could do that here. No, you couldn't. But in my head, I could. And I love a plate on the wall. I want to do that in my kitchen. This little area, the sitting room, and I actually have fake cigarettes in a little dish just like that. That's ceramic. Mine's not ceramic, but I think it's so fun. This room, wow. I mean, you can't look at that and be like, like, how can you not love this? The floral photograph above it, amazing. The couch color, incredible. The use of reds and pinks, stunning. I love the floral coffee table. I have a floral coffee table too. And a striped rug. Twins. Okay, I'm doing the rest of this on my phone. My camera did die, but as I was saying, I'm kind of surprised she went this direction with her bedroom because it's so pared back. But I think if you have a space like that blue room in your home, you gotta have a couple other rooms that are a little bit more subdued. And I think this is very like giving me sea vibes as well, like the wave of the headboard. And I love the little yellow sconces. And then her bathroom is the same. It's very pared back, very subtle, which is, the tub is really cool. I've never really seen a tub like that with that like reddish marble. Super cool. And then this room is the one I was saying reminded me of the last home tour. The floor to ceiling wallpaper, incredible. Her use of mixed patterns, the striped pillow with the floral wallpaper. It's not even actually floral. It has little seashells in it, which again, by the sea vibes, love. And just the blue with that and the red. At the end of the day, everyone needs a pop of red in their home. Everyone. I think everyone can benefit from a pop of red. And that cast iron sconce above it, so nice. It makes it less girly and a little bit more masculine, which I really like. The mix, a little more vintage. You gotta have vintage in every room, at least one piece. That chair is also insane. I love this. I want to spend the night in this room so badly. I think if it didn't have the wallpaper, it would not be anywhere near as cool. Even though the other pieces in the room are really great, I think the wallpaper is very obviously like the standout, the showstopper. It just works so well. I love it so much. Anyway, those are the home tours that I'm obsessed with and I think about once a day. I'm sure there will be a part 2 to this because I didn't even tap into the Luke Edward Hall of it all. So I hope you guys liked this. Many more to come. See you next time.